You've reached the Do Your Best Until podcast. I'm your host, Michael Vaughn Williams. The Do Your Best Until podcast is sponsored by Aquamatic Irrigation. If you live in Houston, Missouri City, Sugar Land, or the surrounding areas and need a lawn sprinkler system or sprinkler system repairs or even landscape lighting, visit our website at www.aquamaticirrigation.net. In this episode, we will discuss the importance of planning and choosing not to give up on reaching desired goals. Let's go back some. It's May 20th, 1978. My parents, brothers, sister, and my girlfriend, who is now my wife, have all made the trip from Houston to Austin to attend my college graduation commencement. Although I have received my cap and gown, went to the practice, got my place in line, and have marched in, I'm not sure the dean is going to call my name. Let me fill you in on why I'm filled with uncertainty at this point. It started when I was in the 4th grade. Our father found out from one of his friends in the neighborhood that he was making extra money for his family by providing janitorial services at night after he got off from work. On several occasions, my father, my older brother, and I would provide the services if our dad's friend wanted to take off or was on vacation. Shortly after working in his friend's place, our father decided to work directly with a janitorial services company to earn more money. He came home one evening after work and told my brother and me that now we had a job. We would have to complete our schoolwork right after school and be ready to go to work at night cleaning the building. When we first started, we had one building to clean. We would get home around midnight. By our second year, we added 2 more buildings. Now we were getting home around 2 a.m., Monday through Thursday. We also had to work Saturday or Sunday to ensure the buildings were clean for Monday. When I started the 5th grade, I asked my dad if I could play sports. He finally agreed, but said I had to continue to make good grades, and I still had to work cleaning the buildings at night. I did that until we stopped cleaning the buildings after I finished the 10th grade in high school. As I look back on that time, from 5th grade through 10th grade, I realized I did not develop effective study habits. I knew nothing about tutors or study groups. My weekdays during the school year were filled with going to class, trying to stay awake, football or track practice, a quick look at homework, eat, clean the buildings at night, get 4.5 to 5 hours sleep, and repeat. My brother and I complained to each other that our dad was mean, and he didn't want us to have friends and have fun like our friends did. As we grew older, we learned to appreciate the lessons he and our mother taught us about the value of honest work, being responsible for the welfare of our family, teamwork, setting priorities, and so much more. The one thing they did not teach me was the value of high school rank for college admission and scholarships because they didn't know. I also had to figure out how to do well on tests and homework. I must admit I did a lot of cramming for exams and late nights finishing homework assignments. I managed to finish high school with a B average. One Saturday morning, I took the SAT and shortly afterwards submitted an application for the admission to the University of Texas at Austin. That was the only college I applied to attend. I got accepted. When our children entered the 10th grade, we enrolled them in SAT and AC prep classes. We also made sure they applied to multiple colleges, not just one like I did. When I let my mother know that I was going to attend the University of Texas, she looked a bit concerned and said, "Your cousin started there, but he had to leave and finish somewhere else, and he was very smart." I must admit that was not a vote of confidence in my ability to graduate from the University of Texas. I knew my parents were a bit surprised that I wanted to go away to college because I always stayed close to home. But her comment surprised me. I said, "Oh, Mom, I'll graduate." Now, as I sit in this auditorium in cap and gown with my family and friends waiting to cheer me on, I'm wondering if my name will be called to confer the degree on me. When I arrived on campus, I realized immediately things were different. I had tons of freedom. There were games to play, meals provided. I made friends. There were excellent sporting events to attend on campus. And I I did not have to attend the same classes every day. I also talked to the track coach and gained approval to join the track team as a walk-on. There was also the ping pong table that called my name in the wee hours of the night and sometimes early morning. That was not a good thing, because sometimes I had a 7 a.m. class. After the second semester of my sophomore year, I decided to leave the track team to have more time to study. But instead of studying, I started to work shortly after I left the track team. When my classes got more difficult, it would have been helpful to rely on a strong study habit to map out a schedule, to complete homework, projects, and prepare for exams. But I had not developed them. I also did not utilize tutors or join study groups with students who were doing well in the classes. I struggled through, but it caught up with me after my first semester junior year. I received a letter from the university stating I was on scholastic probation, that dreaded SCO-Pro. My grade point average had dropped below 2.0, and I would be suspended if I did not increase my grade point average to 2.0 or above. That was sobering. I immediately thought of what my mother said about my cousin not making it at the University of Texas at Austin. I also thought of me saying to my mother that I would graduate from the University of Texas. I took that letter and never showed it to anyone. I went back to college to finish my junior year, more intentional and focused on pulling my grades up. When I finished second semester, my grade point average was a 1.9. What was I going to do? I planned my strategy. I was going to set an appointment with the dean and plead my case for him to give me another chance to surpass the 2.0 GPA threshold. The day for the appointment came. I practiced my dean talk. I was ready. The dean had my record in front of him, and shortly after I started talking, he shut me off. I thought, this is not good. There was a pause, and he said, you have 2 semesters to pull your GPA up. You have 1 more semester. I felt a tremendous sense of relief. I went to summer school afterwards and almost made the dean's list. If I had not changed an answer from my original one to another, I would have made an A on the final exam instead of a B. Because of the weighting of the final exam, I made a B in the class instead of an A. I did pretty good my senior year. I had not seen my final grades by the time of the graduation commencement. Now, here I sit. As the name of the person ahead of me is called, I hold my breath in hopes that my name will be called next. And then the dean says, Michael Vaughn Williams, Bachelor of Business Administration. I stood up in relief to receive my degree from the University of Texas at Austin as my family and friends cheered as I walked across the stage. What's important about this is that my experience taught me the value of believing in yourself, not giving up, setting a plan of action, and working that plan. I've gone on to complete numerous training courses, earn an MBA, and earn professional licenses. I wish I had learned these lessons earlier. Because I did not understand the importance of a higher GPA, I set my goal too low. Although I achieved my goal of graduating from the University of Texas at Austin, graduating with a higher GPA would have provided additional opportunities earlier in my business career. If you are in high school, seek help early and throughout your high school career from teachers, tutors, and students who are doing well in the classes to help you learn how to develop study routines and help you plan appropriate study schedules to stay on track to learn and apply required material. This will help you be better prepared for completing homework assignments and do well on exams. All of this will lead to a higher grade point average, higher class rank, and more opportunities to attend the college or university of your choice. If you do this, I guarantee you will appreciate it sooner and later. If you are in college, speak with your advisors and upperclassmen about the classes which require more study time to do well in. Set your schedule so you have a mixture of difficult classes and classes that require less time commitment to earn an excellent grade. If you are an underclassman, you may be able to take some of the difficult classes at junior colleges and transfer the credit and not the grade. This will allow you to receive credit without it affecting your grade point average. Taking summer school classes on campus is also a good way to take a couple classes over a shorter period of time to focus on earning an excellent grade. This can help improve your grade point average. Although I did not realize the weight of the GPA until I was forced to, you can learn from me and not make the same mistake. The key is to be honest with yourself about what you need to learn and how best you learn. Sometimes you may require more time and assistance to learn what is needed to help and apply it, and that's okay. Include that in your plan and keep moving forward. If you have already graduated from college with a low GPA, you can still be successful. You may have to work a little bit harder to sell your potential employer on the value you will bring to the company, because some employers may be reluctant to hire you for fear you may not be able to successfully complete the extensive training programs. It is important to help the potential employer see some academic successes. Look through your transcript for areas where you can show a higher GPA, such as your GPA in upper class courses or your GPA in your major class courses. Highlight your ability to learn via jobs you worked while in college and extracurricular activities demonstrating your successes. Help your potential employer see you as a whole person and not dwell on your grade point average. After you get that first job upon graduating, work extremely hard to become a high performer within your organization. Eventually, your work track record will outshine your GPA, and now you're on your way to a successful career. Life can be challenging, but many times there are resources available if we get out of our normal routine, seek them out, and develop new routines to help us achieve our desired goals. Enjoy your life as you choose to be more deliberate in setting and working your plan, but give yourself a break and do your best until you can do better.
Follow me on the Do Your Best Until podcast. I'm your host, Michael Vaughn Williams, signing off.